everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex, and welcome back to some more GTA 5, or, as I would say, if I was Italian, ciao a tutti, buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, buona giornata, spero ci stiate avendo una fantastica giornata. Io sono Lex e bentornati su GTA 5. Oh my god, I think I almost did that in almost one take. That was crazy. Okay, so for those of you who don't realise, I don't really know any Italian at all. In fact, when you think about all the languages that are close to that region, like sort of, well, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, you know, around the area, Italian was just the one that I never, ever looked at, ever. So I just know nothing about Italian. But the reason I'm talking Italian today, because it's actually related to today's car. And no, it's not this. This is the Caracara that comes out today for GT Online. Now, this should be the point where I then do a video on this car and go, hey, look, this has just come out. The thing is, it's just another car that is expensive because it's got some guns for it and it's a military style vehicle. Apart from that, I don't really see what else is special about it. Okay, sure, it's got a lot more wheels than usual and it's a bit big, but nah, I mean, what's the point? But this is based on the Ford Raptor, and this costs $1.775 million in GTA Online. Yes, this thing is not cheap, and that's really all I've got to say about it. I want to show you something a lot cooler. It perhaps doesn't have weapons on it or is particularly fast, but it is very, very cool and only costs $360,000. And also it's unreleased for GT Online, so I'm going to be giving you a nice sneak peek for an upcoming car. But before we check it out, there's going to be some comments on the screen. These are comments featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links for my Twitter in the description below, and also Instagram _Figureight. You can find links for that in the description below as well. So here we are in today's vehicle. This is a very small car, as you can see. It's a classic car, as you can tell by the styling. It is, of course, this. This is a currently unreleased car for GT Online that I don't know when it's going to come out, but looking at the list of things like in the order that they're supposed to come out in, from what I understand, this is supposed to be the next car to be released, but I could be wrong. But this could either be a car that comes out on Thursday, because apparently Rockstar's been doing that. I completely missed that. And also next Tuesday is the other opportunity for this to come out. So keep your eyes peeled on Thursdays and Tuesdays, I guess, to see all the new updates in GT Online. But when this comes out, I can already tell you that this is going to be worth your money, because it only costs $360,000, which actually sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to the other cars that you can get in the game, I'd say that's a pretty fair price, especially for a nice, unique car, something that we haven't seen in the GTA universe before. So for those of you who can't tell, this is based on the Morris Mini, Austin Mini, MG Mini, Rover Mini, any type of Mini. I mean, this is supposed to be more like the older style, but Minis have been sold under many names through the years. And the in-game name, well, of course, the modern version of the Mini is the Issi. So this is, of course, the Issi Classic. The Weeny Issi Classic. What a lovely little cute name for it. So shall we just park over here and have a look around? So let's just go and repair it and have a look around. So here we have the front. Again, it's not exactly a Mini, but I mean, it's very, very close to the shape of a Mini. I mean, this is probably one of the closest looking to the original cars that we have in GTA 5, I think, because normally there's a few cars that have sort of a similarity like this, but there's always like a little takeoff that's not right. But this thing just looks identical to a Mini. So here we have the front with some low quality texture lights, which I'm not really a big fan of. We've got the European style plate down there. On the side, we've got these nice little retro wing mirrors. We've got our door handle, got these wheels that I believe are from another car that have just been shrunk and the center bit's been changed. But apart from that, they do look familiar to another car that we've seen before. And then we have the back with these little individual lights here and our American plate. Chrome bumpers and chrome around the windows, as you can see, all the way around. And then on the interior, nice, simple, small seats, no headrests, very much Mini style. As you can see here, we've got the radio, got all of our dials here. Actually, a few little modern bits as well, because we've got all this stuff going on, which you probably wouldn't have had in an old school Mini, but there's plenty going on down here. Loads of controls and stuff, and then we also have some very low slung fans. I don't know if the real Mini has that, but yeah, that's pretty low down. And it's a manual as well, 5-speed gearbox. And as you might notice, this is spawned in matte red. That's because when I did this recently, you guys said it was a great idea and you were able to actually see some more details on the cars. So, of course, I'm now going to try and spawn every car from now on in a matte paint. Probably matte red for now, maybe we'll change it later on. But it's just because it's so much easier for you guys to see, because sometimes when a car spawns in black or something, it's just, whoa! Hello, Shadow. That was from that plane. Yeah, sometimes when it spawns in dark colours, it just doesn't look great on screens for some people. So let's jump into menus customs. So in Benny's Lowrider mods, we have some liveries. So we have the stock, the clear, we have the Weenie, the classic Weenie, which has a stripe that goes along the roof. Then we have the stripe on the back that says Weenie. Then we have the stripe on the side that says Weenie as well. And one gripe that I do have with this one is well, it's not really that high quality texture, but it's the fact that the stripe on this Weenie goes through this metal bit. I don't like how that looks, but whatever. Maybe we can take that metal bit out later on. We'll have to see. Then we have the white stripes. This is going to be very much Italian job. Of course, with the Italian intro, Italian job, Minis, that's where they all come together. Then we have the checker fade, just a nice little checker thing on the roof and on the sides as well. Then we had the performance Weenie. This is just nice, simple Weenie badging there. Then on the side, and some stripes on the bonnet and Weenie on the roof. Then we have the track day, nice and simple. This looks very much like the sort of thing you would get from the Italian job, number 69. I think that's a number plate. It's not very square, if you can see. Sort of that top bit looks all warped and curved and not right, but whatever. Then we have the basic sponsors, which I'm not a fan of, but as you can see, it's black top. We've got the main color down on the bottom, yellow stripes, number 69, and a bunch of logo things going on. Don't like that at all. Again, we've got the Arrow Racer, grey stripe going around. We've got some blue, yellow things going on. We've got some checkerboard stuff. It's just a big mess, in my opinion. Don't like that one. Then we have the Fin Racer. Again, I just don't like how it looks, especially with this whole green checkerboard thing going on. It's ugly to me. Then we have the Splatter Drone. Again, another one looks very modern. Doesn't really fit this car. Again, not a fan. And then we have to finish the Pocket Hot Rod, the Rusty version, which means, of course, we will be doing a Rusty Mini build. But for now, I actually just want to go for the classic Weenie. I like this whole classic look of the stripe that goes along with something like right here. I think that's really cool, so I'm going to go for that. Even if we do have the problem with the bit on the back, I'll just ignore it. Then onto the spoiler, we have, actually perhaps not spoilers, we have roof rack, we have ski rack, we have surfboards. We could even have a surf version of the Mini, just like we did with the Figureight, whatever it's called. Then we have the small luggage with the worst looking luggage I've seen on any of these things. That is incredibly low textured, incredibly low polyed. I mean, surely Rockstar have got some higher quality stuff in the assets that they could have used. That thing looks abysmal. There's definitely been a bit of a quality shift, I've noticed, with a lot of the... God, not another one. There's definitely been a quality shift with a lot of the new stuff that Rockstar have been putting in, because that's lame. That just looks terrible. Then we have the Dovetail spoilers. There are a few spoilers in this one. Nice and plasticky looking as well, which is pretty cool. Then we have the carbon version. Then we have the carbon low-level spoiler. If you want such a thing. And oh god, big wing. Oh god. Okay, so we have the primary color and secondary color, which look the same. It's actually, they're both matte red. But yeah, if you want to have that, then whatever. But yeah, that's not going to work for us. I think either we go for the basic roof rack, or I want to go for the luggage, but I'm just really annoyed by how low quality that is. But I mean, if we look from like there, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, we'll go for that. Then on the front bumper, we have the stock with the chrome bumper. We have the secondary color bumper. We have the carbon version of the bumper. We have the painted street splitter. That's pretty cool. Then we have the carbon version as well. Then we have the painted street bumper. Now, I've definitely never really been into body kitted minis before, but I know that that is very similar, if not identical, to a kit for a mini that I've seen before. I've definitely seen some minis that have had bumpers like that, so yeah, for those of you that like that, this car has it. We also have that with the carbon top bit. We have this with the carbon bottom bit, painted top bit. How does that compare? Oh, I see. That's just carbon down the bottom. Then we have full carbon, or we have the sticker bomb if you are, well, if you're into that sort of stuff, which who is. So I want to go for a nice retro style one in the first one, which makes me think that I want to go for the stock chrome, but I think that might be a little bit just not adventurous enough. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. Do you know what? For now, I'm going to go for chrome, and if something comes up later on that matches with these bumpers, I'll go ahead and change them. On the rear bumpers, we have mud guards, which are just this on the, actually there on the back, and also down there on the front as well, as you can see. They're not bad. Then we have the carbon bumper. We have the carbon bumper with the guards, and then we have the race splitter. Ugh, I mean, that just looks awful. And then we have that. Okay, so not really that many options. I guess mud guards. Yeah, there we go. We just had the mud guards on this one. We'll have this one as just like a nice daily style mini. Then on the skirts, we have the stock. We have the primary lip kit, which just has that in the primary color. I'm sure we can actually change these arches. We'll see in a minute. Then we have the secondary color. Again, they're both red for now. We have the carbon fiber one. We have the sticker bomb. Then we have the street skirt in red. Well, primary, secondary, carbon, and sticker bomb. And that's it. So I guess for this one, we'll keep it stock for now. Shall I actually just go for like a full color thing? Oh, there's so many different options. There's so many planes going over that as well. We're like right on the flight path of that. Why does the sun look all buggy? Okay, we'll ignore that. Yeah, there's so many different styles I can go for here, but I guess for this one it might just end up being a boring build, or maybe not. You guys can let me know. On the exhaust, we have the stock right here. We have the signal ribbon. Oh. What? Okay, that's fresh. That's new. I don't think I've ever seen a mini with that before, but that gets rid of the indicators and turns them into exhausts. Okay. So then we have the titanium version of that. We have the twin boot cut one. Oh, that's pretty cool. I've seen that on a mini before. Also, you can actually see inside there's a sort of like a Weenie logo going on there. Ah, interesting. Okay. Also, I forgot to actually open up all the bonnet and stuff, didn't I? We'll show that in a minute. Then we have the carbon version of the twin cut, as you can see there. We have the cased version. Ah. Then we have the side pipe down there. Then we have the carbon big tip. Wait, whoa! Okay. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. So full carbon boot lid and exhaust with a grill on it. Good God. And then we have the double, and then we have the quad. There are some really interesting options for this one. Really interesting. So I wanted to go for the classic look. And the thing is, these mods for this are so out there that this just, do you know what, actually? Okay, I'm going to do a classic build, but I'm going to do that in the speed build section. Let's go back. Let's go and put on the dovetail spoiler right there. Or maybe we'll do the carbon dovetail. On the front bumper, I want to do carbon. On the rear bumper, I want to do carbon with guard. Sure, why not? Skirts, I want to do carbon lip kit. There we go. Exhaust, I guess we'll try, I don't know. Oh, I am also noticing that this does make these carbon as well. That's interesting. That is carbon instead of chrome on all of those twin boot cut ones. Interesting. So we could actually, if we didn't want to go for that, because that does look a bit too mental, we could sort of tone that back a bit, still have the carbon matching, and then have the carbon on the exhaust as well for full carbon style look. I mean, it's not to my taste, but let's just try and make a sort of performance race style one. So we'll go for that. Then on the chassis, we have the Tourer lights. We have the primary rally lights, another plane. We have the secondary color. Then we have the carbon street interior. Oh, interesting. Why is this all in the same one? If you want lights and interior, then screw you. Is that the deal? That's kind of, why didn't they just make that separate? Huh. Oh, also just noticed that it's made these black as well instead of chrome. Well, on the interior, we have the carbon street interior. As you can see, it's just made that all carbon. And we've also got some racing seats going on there with some weird texturing going on. What is up with the texture quality? What is up with that? I don't think I've ever seen a seat with that weird stain on it before. What is Rockstar up to? Then we have the sticker bomb interior, which is going to add... Oh. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so that's actually full carbon in the back as well. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, and then we have the stripped interior. I guess if this is the race car, then we'll just go for the full stripped interior right there. Oh, also changes all of this as well. Fancy. It would have been nice if we could have had that and the lights, though. Anyway, moving on to grill. We have the stripped down grill, which just gets rid of all that stuff in the middle, adds a mesh grill. Then we have the carbon bits in the middle with the mesh grill. We have the painted version. We have the vertical chrome grill. Ah, that would definitely go for the classic build. We also have that in carbon, that in painted. Then we have this classic sort of squared one. What's the original one? Oh, I see. So it's combining that and the vertical. That's pretty nice. And we have that in carbon and classic as well. Well, that's very cool, but I think we're going to have to go for the stripped down grill, I think, for this one. Then onto the bonnet, we have the remove option, which is, well, now we can see into the engine bay. Don't even have to worry about doing that later on. There is the engine. It looks a little bit big for a Mini, I've got to say, but it has got a moving belt, and as you can see, it's got the airbox and air filter on the top. That's pretty much it. Then we have, oh, there was the secondary hood, which actually looks the same as the primary. Then we have the carbon hood with these little bonnet pins on there as well. We have the sticker bomb hood. We have the pyramid grill. Oh, is that in reference to something? Because I don't know what the hell that's about, but there we go. We have that. We have the slot grill. Ah, so we can actually have an extra grill down the bottom. Interesting. Then we have the hold grill hood. Oh, that's pretty racy. That would work. Then we have the vanity hood, which has the window thing in there, which also I'm noticing has some lines as if to say that's got like a heater matrix in it. Weird. Then we have the scooped version, which has some more of these triangle things with a scoop. Then we have the performance one, just a combination of the hold one with some more grills and stuff. Then we have the exposed filter hood. Then we have the exposed tri-filter. Or we have the blower with a supercharger. Well. Oh boy, okay. Do you know what? I think that we might go for either this performance hood or just the hold grill one. I mean, if we want to make this sort of like look modern, which I guess we have done with all of this carbon stuff, then I guess that one just looks a little bit more modern. So let's go for that. Then on the fenders, we have... Oh, this is quite a huge list. So we have stock, of course. Then we have the primary color, secondary color, carbon. Then we have the sticker bomb. Then we have some bolted arches, primary, secondary, carbon, sticker bomb. And then we also have some wide arches as well. Primary, secondary, carbon, and sticker bomb. So I guess if I've gone for this carbon down here on the side, then I'll go for carbon again here. We'll just make that whole thing carbon and like a race car. Then on the other fenders, we have some more. We have the black trim. Oh, so all of the trim stuff in black. Going all the way around, I guess, all the way around the lights and the grille. Yep, around all the windows. Or we have the part carbon trim that just puts carbon on all of that stuff around there. Some of it just doesn't have carbon like there. But it does have it on the front, but no carbon there either. And we have carbon there. Or we have the part primary color. So some of it has the primary colors like the lights and the grille, whereas we still have black around the windows. Or we have that in the secondary color, or we have the full primary and the full secondary. So we could actually make this just like full primary all the way around. I think we'll go for the part carbon trim. I think that works. Then onto the roof, we have the stock roof. We have the secondary color roof, which isn't going to make a difference. We have the carbon roof, which does get rid of that line on the livery, but whatever. Then we have the wood vinyl roof, if you wanted such a thing. We have the sticker bomb roof. We have the check. Oh, good God. Rockstar. Sort yourselves out, for God's sake. That is just not even worth the time putting that in, because that is so poor that why would anyone choose that? I mean, I would have gone for the checkerboard roof if that was clean, but that is, look at it, mosaic roof. What even is that? That's like some dots. In fact, I'm pretty sure that is a Photoshop filter thing with the mosaic tool, and they've basically just put some colors in. What even? Unless that is a reference to something else, that just looks like cheap rubbish to me. Well, we'll go for the carbon. At least that's a texture that Rockstar, I mean, hasn't got great yet, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad, so we'll go for a carbon roof. Then engine, brakes, transmission, suspension. Let's see what sort of drop we can get. So we have stock, lowered, street, and sport. That's a pretty fair drop. Then we have paints we'll leave till last. Extras we have none, and turbos. Let's just go ahead and change the paint. And actually, now that I've gone ahead, you can see where some things would actually look better if they are in chrome on the secondary, because that line seems to be related to secondary color. We've also got this around the lights that's apparently related, and also all of the framing on the interior, as well as that line on the back as well. So yeah, I think that's actually going to be worth changing that a bit later on. But actually, maybe should we go for something like this silver? In fact, actually, with the silver and the red, I quite like that red and black stripe. It was just a shame that we have to also have the red around the lights as well for that one. So I guess if we go secondary in chrome... yeah, we could then have... well, it's still actually red around there, so I guess that's always a red stripe, is it perhaps? Or maybe that red's just part of the livery and I just never really noticed because we had red paint. I guess so. Oh, right, okay, well, that's cool. So yeah, we could then have chrome around the lights and in here, or we could actually just go for the metal one, which I think would be better, and having something like brushed aluminium. Yeah, that'll work. That also goes with the silver as well. Then onto the wheels, we'll just go ahead and find something. I'm not sure if we've got any sort of like mini light style wheels for this, but these do look weird because obviously these are quite small wheels, but we'll have a look, see what we can find. Okay, so we do have these, which are sort of close to a mini light wheel. They're not exact, but I mean, they're as close as we're going to get, I think, as far as these law-friendly wheel mods goes. Maybe we have the full painted version in the tuner section somewhere. Let's have a look around. So we'll go for that, I think, in full color, no chrome or anything like that. Maybe we can go ahead and make the wheels darker. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Stone silver, black steel. I think that looks nice. It's just not brash or anything else like that, but that looks just like a really tastefully done modified race car style mini. And there we are. Look, we can go to the interior view. There's a whole race spec dash, speedometer, and everything else like that. And there we can see from the outside. Now, I didn't even use V-Stancer for this at all, because I actually think that this stock one for this one just works perfectly. I mean, we could actually bring the wheels out just a little bit, just to make it look a bit cooler, because I think they do look a little bit lost in these arches, especially where we've gone for the bigger ones. They are very thin wheels as well, but I guess it is a mini. Here we go. Let's give this a try. Let's just go for some slightly wider wheels. And we'll just bring them out to the arch a little bit more. Let's just move down here so we can easily see the rear. There we go. So I'll bring that out. Just one, maybe even two. That might be a little bit close, but oh well. And then we could do the same on the front and bring that out as well. Maybe we want to actually rise that suspension just a little bit on the rear. Yeah, I think that's going to work. There we go. Michael's just punched the window out, so we'll have to go ahead and fix that. Thanks, Michael. And there it is. Done. There is our little racer Weeny Issi classic. What a little beaut. And we crashed already. I actually really like how this looks, but it's now time to try a different style build. I guess let's just go for like, okay, I want to try like a slammed, ratty, lowrider style mini, just because I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. I think it'd be quite interesting to see, so let's give it a try. Okay, so here we are done with the second build. Now, it's got a bit weird. With this one, I've definitely gone in a very weird way. I've gone for the whole racing style thing, but with the rust. I mean, it's a very odd combination, but I just liked the idea of like a street build where it's just like completely rusted out and rotted, but has a really fast engine, even if it does have a rusted looking top bit. It's a shame we couldn't make that nice and shiny as well. But even though we've got that, I've gone for the racing interior. As you can see, that's all nice and carbon and expensive looking inside. Sadly, we couldn't go for just a more stripped out basic looking one. But there we have that. We have the classic style grille. Sadly, even though we have the options for secondary color on the front bumper, we don't on the rear, so I couldn't get those to match. So sadly, we've had to go for chrome. Same as all of this stuff here. I tried to make all this stuff that's black around here be something else, but that was the best option I could get, sadly. I couldn't have like rust around that as well, so there's definitely some bits that I feel like Rockstar missed out on that they could have easily put in with this to make some more options for builds. But there is our second build. I've also gone for these little mini light wheels, and I've made them a little bit smaller, and I've slammed the car down. So this is supposed to be like a street racer styled rat rod looking build. I've just noticed, did those wing mirrors just disappear on that car when we moved away? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh. That's weird. And yet it stays when you do that. But if you... Oh! It disappears again. That is a weird bug. Okay. So that's these two builds done. Let's now try the third. Because I want to try stance. Because I was going to go for something like that on this one. But it didn't really work out. So let's try like a classic looking, clean, but stanced version. Let's go. And here we are with the third and final build. So for this one, again, a few interesting parts to try and mix this up. I've gone for the classic chrome grille. I've gone for these rally lights all covered up. I've gone for this bonnet that has this grille here because I just think it looks cool. Nice added touch. Does have the bonnet pins, which I wish it didn't have, but oh well. Then I've gone for the Weeny Issi classic style livery, just that nice line that goes across there on the side and back. I've gone for this classic bluish green colour because I think it just suits the car really nicely. And then I've gone for these wide arches. I've gone for the black secondary colour on the bottom and the arches as well. And I've gone for some mud flaps as well. I've put the exhausts in the lights just because I thought that would be interesting and different. And that is it, I think. I think that's all I did for this one. Just a few little tweaks here and there. Of course, with V-Stancer, with these wheels. Made them a little bit smaller, a little bit wider. Got a bit of camber going. Tried to get them as close to the arches as possible, but of course, I didn't want it to glitch through. And that is where we got to. And that is all three of our mini Issi Classic builds done. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one of these cars is your favorite. I actually really like how these look, even though like if I had a mini in real life, perhaps I wouldn't have some of these styles, but they all are interesting in their own way. They're just so cool. They're just so expressive and cute and cool. I like cool things like this. You can add some details too and all that sort of stuff. I'm a big fan. But that's going to be it for this video. I wonder. I've just inadvertently sort of lined this up for that whole, like, you know that parallel park thing that they do in minis? That's going to be, ooh, really tight. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to manage to do that. Trying to get in there with a handbrake turn. Hoping that one of them doesn't despawn when I do a bit of a run up. Let's go for this. Go for this. And handbrake turn. Okay, it was going too slow. This is actually not that fast of a car. But I think that when this comes out for GT Online, everyone should go and buy it and modify it and just make their own, because these are so cool. Even if there are a few things that I definitely think Rockstar missed out on and changed, they could perhaps have had the option so we didn't have the rusty looking thing under the bonnet. And, you know, some nicer engine looking things. Considering we can take the bonnet off, it would have been nice if we could have made the engine look a little bit nicer. And I wish these were higher quality textures as well. And yeah, I wish they just had a few more classic options, minimalist, you know, sort of changing the color of this bit here or getting rid of it, you know, all that sort of stuff. But well, we'll have to also compare this with the mod version of this that someone has made, so I'll be checking that out very soon. But that is going to be it. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one of these cars is your favorite. Maybe you'd have done it some way different. Maybe when this comes out you can tweet me pictures of yours. I would love to see how yours look. But there we go, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.